Well, hello, and welcome. I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm so glad you're here for it. We're going to be telling a story in Dreams. In Dreams is a one-player storytelling card game coming to Gamefound on October 8th, published by Sideroom Games. Stories. They can be told in drawings. Drawings of waltzes, battles, tears, and fears. They can be written in words. They can be etched and scarred onto our brittle hearts. They can be memories that collapse when we stop for a minute to remember. Those are not what we're telling today. Today we create a new tale. Let's set up our deck. We take our cards and our events that will lead us down paths we may or may not want to walk. We open our box. First, your character informs how you approach each encounter and is generated by drawing 2 cards for each of the 4 tables below. We are going to create our character. For the first character, step 1, we're given instructions, and step 2, the instructions are complete. I don't need those anymore. First, our character. We take 2 cards. 22 is the number. 22 means I am A, rejoining someone from my past. Most of this game can be done in writing. I don't have the patience for that. So I will just write down who I am and narrate the rest. I am, say it with me, rejoining someone from my past. Who would you like to rejoin from your past? Rejoining someone from my past. And am, let's find out. Next, 3 and 3. 33, column B, and am highly motivated. I am rejoining someone from my past and am highly motivated. What motivates you? And before this dream ends, and every dream ends, my friend. Like it or not, that's life. I must. What must we do? Well, let's find out. 4 and 2. C. I must seek. Very well. What must I seek? I must seek. How will it end? 44. A higher being. Are they good or are they bad? I don't know. A higher being. And so, as we go to sleep and we go into our dream and narrate our way through the maze of our subconscious, will we accomplish our mission? Let's find out. Let's start by setting our location. We draw our top card. We have a 3. That lets us know we have 3 total cards to draw. Notice the arrow that's going to guide us. 1, 2, 3, and flip it over for our location. Okay, it looks like a pile of rubble in the middle of space. So what do we have? I'm rejoining someone from my past and am highly motivated. And before the dream ends, I must seek a higher power. We start off by shaking off the dust with some kind of potential promise and walls to climb in this our landscape. Do we have any surprise events? We do. We have 2 cards of the same suit. That means we will draw 2 events. But first, let's rejoin someone from our past. Her name is Ageline. And Ageline, she's no more. She was buried in the dust from the building that collapsed around her. But in this dream, she shakes off the very dust where she lied. And I see her, the smile that I can't forget. But it's not so much the smile. Everybody loves a smile. It's the sadness behind it. Deeper than any of us can know. But she shakes off the dust. And I reach out my hand, as if there's some way I can reach her. Some way I can remember her. Make her live and breathe beyond this dream. Because there's potential in something that she's promising me in her eyes. I don't know if it's a promise that everything's going to be fine, or if it's a promise that I'll soon join her in the same sadness, with the same inglorious, insensible, unnecessary end, with no closure. Or maybe it's a promise that closure can come. I don't know. But I take her hand and I lead her down this rocky, pebbly, lightning-strewn path to a wall at the top. And we begin to climb. And then we have our first event. Let's find out what happens. Our first event. We learn this event is reminiscent. We bump up against an invisible barrier. How big is it, and what is on the other side? We look beyond the barrier as we climb the wall. And on the other side is home. Our home, her home, my home, that we had for years. We can remember as we see, but we reach and we're blocked and we can't get through. And you know why we can't get through? Because it's not real and it's not there anymore, and reminiscing is doing nothing. Our next event. Our next event is unsettling. You discover a silver key with a distinctive crest on it. Have you seen this crest before? There, next to the barrier, hanging from a twig, just on the edge of this wall that we climb. We settle onto a ledge where we can get our feet, so we're at least standing, and we reach, we stretch, and I get the key, and I see the crest, and I know the crest. It's the man who owned our home. I don't remember his name, probably because I don't want to. He wanted to cut corners. And of course, like all in the village, he had his family crest on his keys for the buildings that he owned. And, well, He cut the corners, and when the earthquake came, well, enough. Let's end this dream. I found no higher being. I don't even care to. So let's see what will happen next. Perhaps in this wave, we'll finally settle this. Place our card. We have three cards to lay. 3 prompts. 3 in our location. Because you see, we've slid around now that we've gotten the key, and honestly, I don't care in the slightest for it. We just dropped it and let it fall. I hope we won't need it. We come climbing around and we find a spire. A tented spire. Maybe the answer I need is there. Here, we're united against a foe. I think we know who that is. We found shelter, a place of protection, and an abundance of energy. Let's see how this works. And we have 2, the same suit, so 2 events to settle this dream. We both feel that rage fuel inside us after seeing the key, that we could be together, we could be back at our home if it weren't for the greed of one man. But that isn't really the problem. No. I've had years to think on it. And as we approach this shelter, this place, protection, we can't get in. And we don't know why, but I know why. There aren't refuges for people like me. For people that don't let go or move on. No. And so, we go closer, and I feel something like cool water inside me because I know I'm actually in the wrong. I thought we were united against a foe that led to her death, but no. We're united against a foe, yes, but the foe is me. Because I can't forgive. But when I look at her now, she doesn't say a word. I see the sadness inside her joy happening in the same extreme at the same time. And I remember that was real. And you know how she held those 2 things at the same time? Because she could forgive. And so, I let the cool water rush through my soul. And I take her hand. And I don't forgive the landlord because I forgave him a long time ago. I ask her to forgive me. Not just for what I wasn't, but for what I was. And to forgive me for not letting go. And help me. Help me. And I feel calm. And we have our final events. But the dream is starting to fade at the edges. Our event is mysterious. We crest a final hill, and the truth becomes clear to you. But what truth? Well, the truth is, as far as the higher being, there's a lot more work to do to find that. But I do believe. And I will find. But I do know that it has to do with forgiveness. This much I've learned. And our final event, to conclude this dream, as the darkness starts to close in and she fades more. A final conflict. We come to a door with no handle. What will cause it to open and what is behind it? Well, we know what would open it, the key, but you know what? I threw the key away. So what's behind that door? I don't know. And that's okay, because there are consequences to our decisions. I acted in anger. I threw away the key. And so now I won't know. But that's okay, because she forgives me, I think. And maybe in the next dream, maybe I'll forgive me. And that, my friends, is In Dreams. Where'd my box go? There we are. In Dreams by Side Room Games. A one deck, one player storytelling game, guides you by prompts. You can always write if you like, or you can do what I do and talk to yourself and narrate. Let me know what you think. Would you play this yourself? Would you like more stories? Please be sure to give me a like. I love you all. I'll see you next time.